At least 21 young journalists now have no reason to complain about a lack of opportunity to try out their skills in the field, after being given the chance to write for the travel guide Spectacular Slovakia. All 21 are now credited as co-authors of the guide's latest edition. The 16th edition of Spectacular Slovakia, a well-established English-language travel guide to the country, has, for the first time, been published thanks to an educational project, Podstup Training a potom publikuj, Get Trained and Then Get Published, which was prepared by the Slovak Spectator Weekly and the Journalism Department of Bratislava's Comenius University. It was made possible thanks to the support of the Slovak Tourist Board, Slovenskej agentúry pre cestovný ruch, or SATSA. Working journalists and one renowned photographer shared their experiences and tried to prepare the students for real-life situations during work in the field. They then led their young colleagues through the whole process, selecting topics based on research, preparing to travel, working with sources, fact-checking, until the final checks of the edited work. After having gone through the theoretical part, project participants travelled to all corners of Slovakia, visited museums and castles, and approached locals for tips. The results of their weeks of effort, after being measured against strict journalistic standards, and after they had responded to the comments of their tutors, became articles in the new edition of Spectacular Slovakia. The lecturers included British journalist Howard Swains, who also edited all of their articles and wrote a story about Slovak monuments listed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. One of the young journalists' most memorable experiences was the chance to hear the stories and comments of Juri Deutsch, the world-famous Slovak-Canadian photographer. Working with the students, he prepared a Spectacular Slovakia photo story called Juri Deutsch's Love Song to Slovakia, Ľubožná pieseň Juriho Deutscha pre Slovensko, in which he presents his travels around Slovakia in the form of images combined with the lyrics of folk songs. The project participants altogether contributed 138 out of 200 pages of the 2011-2012 edition of Spectacular Slovakia. Thanks to these, readers can learn about 296 places in Slovakia. A list of the top 50 places to visit in the 2011-2012 season was also compiled by the authors. The multimedia part of the project is represented through a series of videos produced in cooperation with TV SME. Throughout the series, the new journalists introduce some of the regions and places that they visited, sharing the stories of locals and foreigners. For example, viewers learn why even Noah need not feel ashamed of the Liptov Ark, why you grow markedly older when entering a synagogue, and why some foreigners have a weakness for Slovakia.
Dávam život svoj, obetujem sa, milujem teba, môj Boh a kráľ.
Pretože keď teraz idete so mnou ďalej, tak vlastne ostarnete, budete starší, už budete takí starí, nie jak ja, ale ešte viacej, o 3760 rokov. Je to mužská časť, kde ženy nemajú prístup. Sme v chráme, ja mám čiapku na hlave. No a to je normálne, typické u Židov, že nesmie ísť s odhalenou hlavou, pretože, stručne povedané, tak obrazne dalo by sa povedať, že nie sme hodní toho, aby sme pred Bohom odkryli svoju hriešnú hlavu.
After a very short while, I felt quite at home in Bratislava also. It's a different place from the east, but there are many things I like about it. One of the things I like most about Bratislava is that it's a city, but it's a very manageable city. It's not too big and it's not too small. I also like the fact that that there are forests right around the city, and it's really easy to get up into the woods and to get away from the city life here. I think Slovaks are generally easygoing, not at all arrogant.
The authors of the project hope that, apart from a copy of Spectacular Slovakia, the young journalists will also value the professional experience they have obtained, and that this will make it just a little easier for them to start their career in newsrooms.